Greetings, all who are present. Amashinkangaratao Zanyaria Karaonia Hasham Yatu Aumawa Yawam. Aumawa ya sham awa ya shaumawa ya kahalal ya mahaktabu ya nina lisi rashni hanatu ya nama hashala ya mahya kraon gangara ya shanti zayin ya Kasha Zayir Yasha Zayir Om Wo Yawam. Oh, get some messages. Turn off the pedal, then turn off the keyboard. Apologies. Getting used to familiar playing with the pedal. Okay. So let's say hello all who are present. Many of I thank thee for the patience for waiting for something that one of the messages have been written. So thank thee for being patient with the cards or the names I will offer it to Cheryl soon. I'm going to give some messages with these. I was guided to get the blue ones. Actually, those are activations. And these I wanted to bring out for a couple of thee who I feel that are going to want to have some answers from there. And I found a mystery here in one of the bowls. So that goes off of here. Forgiveness, acceptance. Continuously sharing forward with that, with you and those who are present, with all of us here. The forgiveness. Can we forgive our vessels? Can we forgive others? Can we accept that it's not exactly about expectations or limitations? And we really have to be in the movement forward of integration and trusting that it's not about harming or it's not about a battle. It's just about being. And when you stop looking at things like a to gain power kind of vibration, then you start to feel into, well, I feel like I'm pretty special. Oh wow, look, my hands are tingling when I'm around someone who feels like they might need healing, or just start listening to your instincts and feeling into what feels comfortable to do naturally, and get into that comfort, because when you're able to do that, then it's not easy for others to get you out of that center expansion, and taking care of nourishing the vessels. It says to center expand with Azurite, also reconnecting with the connection here. What can you do to lessen your footprint, to make less pollutants and less garbage and less waste? What can be accomplished with that? And as I'm saying that, I'm envisioning the cards that I'm making and how am I going to create them, making sure that they are eco-friendly and sustainable, because I have to put brow on them, so I have to figure out how to do the brow. But I'm pretty sure if I got like hemp cards, that would be really sustainable, and it would be easy to do that. So I'll ask my connection, see if we can do that. That would be a brilliant plan. We can partners in that. Right now is good for partnerships, very much. These experiences of the expansions, if your soul is ready to experience that yet. If you have the burst of inspiration, you're like, yeah, I feel like we're supposed to work together, then work with that. If it feels like maybe the beings who are around you, they seem to like they are taking from that purpose as a distraction, and you don't want to be rude, but you also can't allow that to happen. So making moments to be and to function and to integrate when able to, and do it most lovingly, and be an integrator in those experiences. It's totally beautiful to interact and to be. I'm thankful that I have the options to have a sacred place, a sacred home where I don't have to have a partner in that way to experience as another being to have close insight, because there's so much already happening, and then there's so much for us to do. And so it says focus. With focus, it's guiding us with everything that I just told you. If you could hear, hold on. I'm communicating with one of the beings who's right now seems unconscious, and speaking to its soul, or to its spirit, to its presence, asking if why it doesn't want to go into its body. It doesn't feel like its body is going to hold it. It looks frail and it looks like it was hurt. Like scratches, like it looks like raw. And so it looks very healable, very easy to heal. And there's a lot of light present, so prayerfully we'll feel comfortable once it sees that and hears them, maybe sees our way that they respond. They're with it right now, so yeah. Okay. I'm going to take a moment to pray for that being. Alright, so next says, working with as a connector, where are we at and where do we exist? And being able to put the receptors in the acceptation that there's much more existing than what limitations or expectations that you may have been taught to perceive as a small. If you were not taught that, that's beautiful, that's very loving and very lovely. But it's the expansions also, but also being aware of the sacred womb. How could we be more gentle? Even the expansions, how could we be more gentle? Do we really need all those satellites? Why aren't they throwing them away correctly? Like there's recycling. There's ways to clean that and take it away. They don't just have to have it floating around. It's very much important to find solutions that are sustainable. And the more of us arise together for that, the easier it is. Like, for example, I was wondering why there wasn't a request to stop the contrails or the chemtrails, the planes that puff out that, they're like smoke, kind of. They pump out that from their planes. And the results, the scientific studies, was that it caused dryness. And it was also considered combustible, and some were getting sick. Thankfully, we're safe, and we practice very organic, pure ways of sustaining wellness. Also, light grids and such, and much more. And so the places where they had the fires at, those are places that the planes were seen flying a lot over. And that was before they had the fires there. And I heard that there was some deer there. When the rain clouds came, they put out a bunch of it. They were trying to take it away. They fly when beings are resting, when others are taking notice, and they're talking about it on like the neighbors app. Like we have like neighbor apps and things like that. We can talk about things like that too. But it's really important that we are being guided to take notice and have a realization with lapis lazuli also. To take notice that there has to be a change. Something has to happen in a positive way to transform everything, so that the sustainable options are not a mere dream, that they are real. And so I suggest the more that we rise up and say, what is that and why? What can we do to stop that and join together and ask those who have a say, who can talk to those who are there, because I'm sure that they know where they're at, and talking to them and letting them know. But the part that I've been careful with is that I'm aware of certain things that I don't talk about on these videos. So doing that isn't always the plan, because there's politics for them. For example, I wrote to the mayors of multiple places. I said, hello, I am, in my name, Faith, of We Sustain Earth, and I was interested in creating gardens in every neighborhood, in the places where there are no homes at, the open plots. We are a nonprofit, and it's they would say yes, and then I'd say, and I would also like to have someone inhabiting a dome home there to watch over the gardens, as a watcher of the gardens, because I wanted to give those without shelter, who were very able to do such work and to just wanted their own space to heal at and to pray at and to be at. And it was a perfect plan to provide also and give safety and comfort and blessings for many. And so it's like they said no, because there was the right to rest movement. They were arresting them even if you gave them food or money. They would give you a ticket, or they could arrest you or them. There were certain beings who had that happen. They just kept doing it anyways. So that's something else to acknowledge, is that not every being that you see who doesn't have shelter is on drugs. It's not always like that. They're not all utilizing that, or substances and that. Some of them, their families transformed, and they had needs that needed to be met. They considered that special needs, but they didn't have they didn't know what to do, and it was a lot for them also. And those who battled for no real reason, they were told that they had to go do some battle, and it wasn't even for like an actual honorable cause for them. They did it to protect each other. Actually, it was honorable. They protected each other. That's what it turned into. It wasn't even about fighting for some place or for some need. It was them just making sure that they didn't die or transform in that way. And that's a lot to work through. When someone hands you a gun, they say, go, there you go, I gave you training, and in your baby, you just had birthed, somewhere, and it's like, oh, there you are, out there doing something, and you know that you should be home. And so there's a lot of healing that has to happen with that, and so the spiritual truth that comes from that experience and the healing heart. So any experience that you've had that I felt like you were in a battlefield, your love relations, family relations, friendship relations, yourself, the way that you feel about your vessel relations. If you acknowledge that, there's things that happen to thee far before giving birth again. Just let that sit in for a bit. Let that soak. Have patience with rhodonite. Have patience with thy vessel. With pure love. To accept the healing heart from the journeys experienced with spiritual truths. To acknowledge that you are worthy, that you have transformed, and that those experiences are not your present truth. That you let that disintegrate. It's like, oh, there was that little cloud of vision that happened, but it's not something that you have soaked into your vessel, affecting or ill-affecting me, or causing me to have doubts or harmful thoughts to others. So So it shouldn't be to that point of affecting me. If it's to that point, then you have to do some breath work and some forgiveness work, because that's just not the way you're supposed to be acting in this experience with how many are present and everything that's happening right now. If that's what you're working through, then you need you gotta release. And I apologize for being so very it's not blunt, so forward about that. Articulating that importance is very important. See, we've handed the keys, and it's coming very close to when those keys shall be utilized, and you must acknowledge that. You have to December 15th for some and December 21st for others. In your natal chart for now, where Uranus is in Taurus, and I will post it for thee again, where Uranus is in Taurus, dear loveds, there's houses, 12 houses that you can see in a circle. And I shall post the picture, and in each house it says the house, and it shows a description of what you must work on by that moment, by then. So start today. It probably already started. When I was given that information from Amber Scott, the prophetic artist, light being, very, very unique. It's being also considered portal, is what in my records the translation is, but it is a divine light being also. And the information was that within each house, these messages that pertain to us, for we have to heal on and work with, and what we have to also honor and nourish and nurture, nurturing that, healing that, working with that, filling with that, expanding with that, lovingly, expandingly. Very pure, very loving. Taking some moments now, we're gonna have some moments to be. I'm gonna have us breathe in light. With Chris Akola, it says, take a moment for silence. Within you, I want you to listen. And I'm gonna pray in angelic truth, arcane truth. The light of truth, actually. We'll call him do light, soul truth. Okay, breathe in. Expanding that breath with the light, shining and expanding. Praying in patience for those of you who need that. Those of way, yeah. You have patience. do some prayers for those who are in need. The azul flame. The azul flame. How do you say flame? The blue flame. Flames. It shows many. It also shows violet actually. It's magenta, purples, whites. Very many colors here visible coming from the temple. That is considered pyramids. Says spontaneous awakening, activations, integration now. Affirmation. trust in our arms, trust and surrender. Surrender from the worries, surrenders from the fears, surrenders from the parts of you that made you not want to even try and wasn't helpful in that sense to allow your vessel to shine as to who you're meant to be as it's so shiny because of the experiences, and now it's transformation. So it is like, let's do this now. In this way is much easier for us to just integrate soulfully and soul tribe and not see each other as enemies or like, oh, I want to take your powers from you, because it's not like that. Like Gandhi, I told when I met, it's like, you know, I'm not going to go into that because it's been forgiven. It's transformed. Okay. Well, at least it's on its healing journey also. So it says, hold on to what you can that feels comfortable, but allow your vessel to experience the bliss of trying to be free, to trust that if you did take a leap that you would be caught, that there are a lot of extremes happening right now, and what you have to do is to trust and to believe that all that you have to just open heart, soul is shining brightly, expansions, ready to be, and trust that it's okay. Next says that we have love. It says Hadrian energies also are working with healing through codependencies and working on communicating in expansions on what is comfortable, communicating what is comfortable and in emanating that comfort and not feeling uncomfortable to communicate what is comfortable, and feeling wonderful enough not to have to feel guilted if another doesn't agree with what makes you feel comfortable in that way. If it's not hurting them, then it's not for them to be of concern of, and if it's not hurting us either, it's perfectly lovely. So it really is a let be type of experience. And once you realize that you're free, then you get to be also. It's really important we love to be. This is a really unique card because of who's on it. It says ancestors, but we come through as the beings who are considered that. Also, it says hidden secrets are being revealed. Our Akashic memory is being revealed. Not hidden secrets of other things, but our soul's truth is being revealed. Lost, unless of course it's something that's harmful in that sense. Like, I'm talking about it for the present, for spiritual reasons. So it says star ancestors. It says Akashic memories, gained wisdom, look deeper. So when I say this, when I'm reading this, it feels like there's like a thick, dense layer of grief on some of you that it's like when I'm saying this, you're like, yeah, how do I do that? And you know, you're feeling that. And I want to let you know that a really easy way to work through that is to just try and relax. I'm going to give you a guidance, and it's really energetic, and it helps you feel comfortable. So I'm going to ask you to get as straight as you can. Put your shoulders up, put your shoulders back, and breathe in. And let your shoulders fall back. Breathe in light, expand that breath, and envision it as light expanding through your entire vessel. And don't breathe out yet unless you're pregnant or you're bleeding or you just had surgery. Or your heart, you're concerned about your heart. You don't have to be concerned about this. Okay, exhale. Now breathe in again. Feel this light in. Expand that light. Let your shoulders go up and back, heart open. Make sure your chin is up. Don't slouch, straighten. Heart open. Expand that breath. Don't breathe out yet. And when you expand it, envision the color coming out of you. See what color that is. Do it again. Breathe in. This is a calming exercise for you so that you can be able to tap into that information easy. It's very sacred activations. It says it's okay that you're not made for sunbeams. This is really speaking to it says embrace our uniqueness and face our true north. Be true to who we're meant to be. I was just guiding one of the loveds who had had a session with I earlier, the loved, I said to make sure that the altar is in the north and you give birth in the north, and that is for a reason. And the north is it is very, very sacred in the ways that we believe that that's the guidance, and it's like opening, it's like accepting, so that it's smooth and it's just blessed. And there's other recollections, but this is pretty much saying that I can do and I could be as I am meant to be. It's really beautiful, and not having to have another, as I was communicating earlier, or in the moment, that it's nice that I have this whole bed and I share it with Lovey when Lovey's here. But it's very nice. It's nice to be celibate. It says the ever unfolding rose cracked open. It says it's happening for us and not to us in that sense. So don't think about it as if there's a battle. Feel about it as it's a journey, and the experiences and the choices that are being made. Feeling into what choices we're making in those moments. Are we making a specific choice for a reason? What's that reason for? How do we feel about what's happening, and what is it reminding us of? Where did that feeling start from? And what is it awakening inside of thee for that experience? And really working through that and seeing where that began for thee, that feeling, and then where you're pushing it to, and how to transmute the other's energy that may be getting thrown at thee. And so you're doing it's like a dance, that's what some moments you have to do when you're in that moment of freedom, and when you're ready to have that comfort that you can interact. There's a special dance, and it's an honorable dance that we have, especially for those who are really sensitive to energy and light presence and beings, intentions and their thoughts and feelings, smells. It says, Mintaka, the Urus, the sacred womb of sacred waters, Urus, Umasha. Says, same potential, feeling into that. See those doors open, the windows open, the open walls into the infinite, beautiful, sacred urus of light and pure, bliss, so healing urus. They're sparkling, they're shining, they're glowing, and so very healing, bringing unconscious, that part of us also, the heightened peak of our vessels, and the infinite mohawk that we are as soul light shining. Let us expand that outwards and not hide or dim that. Let us glow brightly and freely and able to be. Okay. Transformations. Accept the transformations as they are being experienced by working through them in the ways that you are meant to, finding and feeling in how to heal your vessel and paying attention to the signs that you are in need of healing immediately, taking into the acknowledgement that as the transformations are occurring, there are certain parts of your crown and your neck and also your wings and your stomach that shall be experiencing certain releases, as well as detoxing. So when you feel as if you need to rest, or as if it looks very dizzy, or as if you feel nauseous, or your crown feels throbbing, or your neck feels tight, acknowledge that your energy that's building on the neck and in the shoulders can be easily released and worked through with the activation one process. And also by pushing up through these areas when you're stretching will help move that through. You can even touch them and move that energy through, and you'll feel your fingertips getting full of energy when doing that, which is really unique. And you'll notice that your hands get warm, so you can start putting your hands on your neck and shoulder, and not like you're trying to give yourself a massage unless you want to, but I suggest that you do it on the opposite side. If you're working on healing one side, you want to make sure that you're doing it when you're taking turns, and if you are doing it on that side, make sure that you're doing it in a way that is comfortable, acknowledging the transformations and the movements. The spine wants to align. If you've been spending a lot of moments looking down, making sure that you're going straight, making sure your heart is popped open and the back is arched and your shoulders are back, working on that posture continuously will allow your spine, where your neck is, to get straightened from that. And it will also align your vessel to a comfortable way that it helps open up that. If you're not able to get into that, then working on having your soul get aligned is perfectly fine. And you'll notice that it'll start to move you into and get you start to transform some also, which is really healing, and trusting that it's possible to transform all the way with healing, with our soul shining brightly, that brings about massive healing. And accepting that worthiness of being safe in that way. It says the age of light, and that's what I feel when I see others saying other things. I feel that this is the experience. This is now light. It says that we've been training for that for many moons, more than moons. Many experiences that we have chosen to come through, and this is really beautiful. That's how I have the hair earlier, like that, and the poses like this. It's like they see when I'm doing this, and they like draw it or something. It's so unique. That is really unique. Okay. This is birthing what is needed to create what is imminent. Birthing new creations, dreaming what is important to bring into being. Creation of cosmos, sacred Akashic wisdom, intelligence within thy soul from the experiences, and the purest of the memories be revealed, and the purest be what is for healing, to help thee feel and work through what is needed, that thou art aware that now is the moment of bringing light, so that you are not seeking to cause harm to others in those ways, that there is so much happening, and for all of us to work together is imminent. And the warnings have been told that there is moments that are coming, that there has to be choices made. And when you make the decision on what you are choosing, acknowledge that it doesn't necessarily say that it's going to function in that way. If you're attempting to do something with an alchemization, or some sort of a casting, or some sort of something with a weapon or something, it's not going to come into fruition, because it is not of the highest, most purest counsel. It is not of the most purest, highest love and pureness within inside the soul's purpose. So with that said, when we are rising now and our abilities are coming to us, we are acknowledging that now we have these abilities. We can also help our loved ones. We can also do what is really important, that we're having visions with those loved ones who are coming through and communicating and giving messages with numbers and with many other signs of messages. Acknowledging that all of this is coming now for a reason, and not to limit it to something that's just, oh, well, that's a coincidence or something like that. It's not a coincidence. It's very, very real in so many ways. And so when you acknowledge the truth within the experiences, as messages, as divine purpose, then the experiences become more enjoyable. As we work through that, like, okay, there are those numbers, and I just work through that in a very peaceful way, acknowledging, wow, I'm really thankful, and this is what's happening, and that's a beautiful message. Acknowledging that when those numbers appear, when those messages appear, when those sacred crystal beings appear, what messages are coming with them, and who also is bringing those messages. And even in the dreams and the journeys, acknowledging who's present in them. What feeling is being given in those experiences? Where are they standing? What part? And what does the sky look like? What are you wearing? Are you you? What is felt inside? What are others experiencing? And acknowledging those details are very, very helpful for identifying the loved ones who come through in those realms. And it's not always necessary to find them like on Facebook, but it is nice when you do meet each other and see each other again in that sense. It's nice. But yes. Okay, I'm going to get into centering and doing some more of what I'm meant to be doing. Om Shri Zaniriyataram. I love thee very deeply, O loved creations. Om Yehi Avam. I realized that I didn't go along with the schedule thing, but it was it's not meant to happen exactly in that way for this journey. And so in the flow and in the movement of what was felt able to do, I was able to do in that moment, and now I'm going to lay and bathe in sacred salves and create and share some more sacred songs on places, on SoundCloud possibly, and yeah, I have to do editing for the music video also, so thank thee for being present, my loves. And I'm not going to be coming on this evening to do, I might actually, okay, I will. My guide said you better. They're looking forward to that, so I will come on at 11 to do the readings. And I'm going to have a guest. I might have